Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel, and thank you for being here with me. This is Tommy the Tarot Reader, and I am doing a reading for Aries for June. So I'm looking at where the planets are, and I know I'm doing the reading today, which is May 19th, and so by June 1st, well, let's just say that right now Mars is in Aries at 14, and North Node is in Aries at 13. You have a lot of energy, and if you have Taurus planets, you have a lot of energy and even confidence, and this is a good time for you to harness that energy and focus it and be very, very clear with it. Don't be confused with that energy. Do not diffuse it. Do not be overly confident. Do not just wing it. This is, I wouldn't do it. It's easy to wing it with with Mars and North Node and Chiron and Aries right now. With all these Taurus planets, do not wing anything. Do not take anything for granted. You have to be very certain that whatever you are talking about, you have to make sure that you have every argument to back yourself up and that you have a plan to fulfill. And I know this about you, Aries, that if you say it's going to get done, it's already done. I know that about you. And this is the prime time that you know it's already done. I cannot, actually, I'm thinking of Aries I know, and I cannot think of one Aries who wings anything. They don't wing it. So the Aries in my mind follow through, and they're very, very, very successful. They're very serious about their work. And this is a prime time for you to hone in, because the universe has backed you up. Where all the planetary energies are saying you should have been doing it since maybe April. Whatever you're going for, I feel like you've already been planning this without you knowing where the astrological transits are today. You've already planned this several months ago, that April, May, June is when you're going to full force reveal. And the Ten of Cups is right here. I just looked at it. I rarely look at the bottom of the deck, and I did this time. So intuitively for you, Aries, you just said, this is it, I can feel it. But you've already been planning this, so this isn't something that is out of the blue and you're just trying to figure it out. No, you've been planning something for a long time. Career, relationships, family, whatever you are doing, money, you've been planning. You don't wing it. I can't think of one Aries that wings it. I cannot even think of one Taurus who wings it. So if you're an Aries with a lot of Taurus in your chart, you don't wing anything. You don't take anything for granted. You don't believe it until you see it, and you know it's within your control, and you make it happen. That is you, Aries. Aries rising especially. If you have Aries rising, most especially. And with the South Node in Libra, for you Aries risings, Aries rising with the South Node in Libra transiting your 7th house, your big challenge is to get along with people and not to get so easily irritated, Aries rising. Because Mars is in your 1st house, and you're trying, you're probably a little impatient. It's like, I thought I was very clear the first time, but they didn't hear you the first time, and now you got to explain yourself 2 or 3 more times, and you are irritated, Aries rising. But your challenge is you have to attract people who hear you the first time. Why are you attracting people who don't know what you're talking about the first time? That's the advice here. It's not necessarily that you're impatient and irritable. It is you have people around you who don't speak your same language. That's the problem. You got to weed those out. They're not in your boat. They are not in your camp. If they don't understand you the first time, weed them out. Someone and more are going to come in and are going to understand you. After you speak one time, they're like, yeah, I got it. Totally know what you're talking about. You got to run with that. You can't, if someone looks at you and go, huh? What? You gotta, no. You can't have that. I'm talking Aries rising. But if you're even a sun in Aries and you have a lot of Aries planets and you have anyone like that in your life, you are not going to have the energy for that. And Aries does not like to waste her time. So if someone looks at you like, huh? What? Wait, you want a commitment? What? What, you want to be exclusive? What? Like, you want what? No, you can't, Aries, you can't waste your time with that, all right? If there's a lesson right now for you, it's that. You got to eliminate that. With Pluto and Aquarius, you got to use your time more efficiently. You got to use your time, energy, and your spirit and your resources, and especially your money, more efficiently. With that North Node in Libra, it's good for you. The planets right now are really good for your Aries. And if you have Pisces, like a Venus in Pisces, you're probably feeling a little bit more of the crunch of, yeah, I got to get kind of serious, whether with love or with your communication. That if you have a Mercury in Pisces, you got to get really kind of serious right now in terms of, I don't want to ever sound wishy-washy. I'm an Aries. That shouldn't sound so wishy-washy. I need to be able to express myself confidently the first time. So if you have Mercury in Pisces, you're going to really feel that, where you can't be shy when you're talking. Neptune's also in Pisces. So you're kind of feeling, if you have Mercury in Pisces, that I know that Sun, Aries, Mercury, Pisces, I get a little too shy. I don't know if what I'm saying is right. You need to work on that. You need to work on talking more in front of people. So for you, Toastmasters would be really good. If you have Venus in Pisces, this is you, Venus conjunct transiting Saturn in Pisces, transiting Neptune in Pisces, possibly, that, might be good for me to settle down now. You know, I think this is a really good time. This is a good time. You know, 25 years from now is not a good time. I'll be too old then, be too late. Right now is a good time because I'm feeling it. Right? So, Aries rising, Sun, Aries, Taurus. If you have a Venus in Taurus, you are on fire. If you have Mars in Taurus, you are also on fire. Gosh, if you have Taurus in your chart, look up where your Taurus is in what house, because that house is on fire. Because you got Uranus in that house, Jupiter, right now Sun and Venus, so, and Mercury. So look up where your Taurus house is, Aries, and of course look up where your Aries is in your what house it's in. And Lilith is in Virgo, which is really interesting because you can look that up too. Where's your Virgo house? So Lilith is in Virgo at 25. So look up where you have Virgo in your chart and look up Lilith transiting that house in Virgo at 25. That should perk you up a bit because it's in Virgo. Okay, so let's look at your June reading. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and do, these cards are falling out. Oh, I don't know if I should take all of them, but I'm just going to go ahead and do that, all right? So, I don't know why I'm doing that, but I will. Two more. So something in your past, you're just sort of still not over something that's happened that it hurt you in the past. It's the past, but the three cards in the past position of Five of Wands, Death reverse, and the Four of Pentacles, you had to keep things close to your chest with the Four of Pentacles. You were not ready to accept something that had to change. It caught you unexpectedly with the Five of Wands there. And the past is a little scary for you. That there were things that happened in the past that caught you off guard. And Aries is a bit of a baby in the sense that it is innocent. And it gets caught off guard. You know, it's the first sign of the zodiac. So the Four of Pentacles here says it has protective instincts, that when it feels attacked or threatened, it tends to, you know, the fortress comes up, the fortress comes up, the wall comes up, and it's not going to accept necessary change. And in the past, it's going to take a lot of convincing to get Aries to change or to see a different way. That's the past. With the present, the Empress, the Four of Swords, and you got another four here. That's the Four of Swords. So four is a big deal. Four is a family number. Four is a number of stability. So in the present, right now, you want to charge ahead with the Knight of Wands. Charge ahead with whatever it is that you got brewing in your head. Right now for June, you're on fire. And Gemini, the sign of Gemini, which you're moving into, which we are all moving into in May and June, is sextile to Aries. So this is a really beautiful energy that supports your tendency to be very fiery and a little impulsive. And with the Empress reverse, it's sort of like, I'm just going to watch out for me, you know, reversed like that. And with the Four of Swords, I'm coming out from this period where I was a little doubtful and scared and feeling a little threatened, to where I'm coming out of that. I am going to bust out into the scene again, June, and I am going to see what happens in June. I'm going to need to clarify these cards, because if you're busting out in June, because as an Aries, that's what you do. You just kind of bust out, you know. Because the Empress is reversed here. So the Empress also tells me that you're not sure about how others feel around you. You should be a lot more empathic and more sensitive towards what others feel around you. It would be advisable for you to be sensitive to how others feel in June, for you to look at people and read people's facial expressions and body language and cues much more empathically and be more sensitive to it, because it's too easy for you to just not see it. But if you don't see it, it's not going to serve you. When will it serve you? I don't know, because you have three cards here for the future, which is the Eight of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Star. So no matter how you pull it off in June, you're going to pull it off really well. with the Page of Wands, it's going to go down really well. And this is what I'm feeling. It's because you have so much people who love you around you with the Star, and you have such a great attitude that people can't say no to you. You do. And with the Page of Wands, you may not be empathic and sensitive and not necessarily know what someone is feeling, but you may be very good at knowing what someone wants. So that's why you will succeed in June. You will know what someone needs and wants. So you will first answer to that rather than answering to how they are feeling. Having said that, you are someone who makes things happen, and that's what the cards are telling me for June. With the Star here, there's so much hope, so much about the future. There's just a lot of amazing things happening in June. Very new things. Page of Wands here is new. Something's coming in new. It's coming in very quickly in June. June's a very exciting time. With the Empress reverse, I'm going to say this. You're not trying to make babies in June, okay? Make sure of that. And the Four of Swords reversed, there's a lot of things exciting for you. You know, you don't want to be tied down in terms of like, you want to be able to be in control of your world and to be able to make decisions in terms of how you spend your money, your time, and how you have fun. This is what the cards are telling me. And that's exactly what you're doing in June. You are confident, you have goals in June. They're really fun. You got the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands here. That whatever it is new that you are working on, there's things that are brewing, you're going to come busting out in June with all these amazing things. You're so excited. You're so excited to be in June. June is such an exciting month for you. There could be offerings coming in June with the Eight of Wands and the Page of Wands. Things, brand new things could come in. You could get promotions. You could get employers asking you, offering you a position. You're going to get some offerings, propositions, proposals, something that it could even shock you. So you do have a lot of future prospects that's going to show up for you in June. So June's a very exciting month. It's very adventurous. A lot of things going on. Let's look at I'm just going to pull one card out to clarify the Five of Wands there. I just want to pull one card out to clarify who or what is the Five of Wands in the past position. We have Temperance. With the Five of Wands and the Temperance, that tells me you have had to hold your tongue with any kind of conflict in the past. You have had to stay quiet about something. You did not jump into the fray. You did not jump into any kind of fighting. You didn't. You stayed neutral. But that's what you do, Aries. The Death reverse has the Devil reversed. Interesting. You weren't going to go for the change because you wanted to avoid taking a risk that was going to harm you or others around you. So you stayed balanced and you stayed out of taking a side. This is the past. Yeah, you did not want to be forced to make a decision. You definitely don't want to be the final decision maker. You avoided it completely. And you kept to yourself. You kept to yourself. I don't know if you had other people helping you with that, because if you had one mentor, if you had someone that said, this is what you need to do, you listened to them because you kept quiet. You noticed the conflict around you and you didn't get involved. You stayed out of it. Well, because the death card is here. There is conflict here, but you're not going to get involved, because if you got involved, it would have made a certain decision. It would have gone a certain way, and you were not ready to take the responsibility, and you do not want to be held accountable for that. So you stayed neutral. With the Four of Pentacles, with the Ace of Swords reversed, you certainly did. You stayed quiet. Four of Pentacles, you stayed quiet. Ace of Swords, you stayed quiet. It's reversed. Because you know, this is the past now. If you said anything, it would have moved things. It would shift things in a way that you didn't want the burden to fall on you for things to shift a certain way. You wanted to stay neutral. You wanted to stay balanced in temperance, and you're buying time. You want to see how things play out, which was a smart move. Aries, this is going to apply to some of you. Of course, this is to just some of you. Because the Devil card is here. That you were being forced to make a decision that you were completely against. And honestly, if you made that decision and you said yes and you went for it, it would be the death of you. Because that card, if you made the Devil and the Death card, if you put that right side up, it would have been the death of you if you went for it. And the cards are saying it's good you didn't. You did not, and you're buying time. You're seeing the truth. You're waiting for the truth to unfold. Okay? That's what I feel like you've been doing for a while. That's a good thing. So now here we are in June with the Knight of Wands, the Empress reversed, and the Four of Swords. You're coming out and you're still the Empress reversed, which means you're not fully trusting. You're not going to let your guard down and say, oh, I'm going to take care of everyone and I'm going to be a mommy to everyone. You're not doing that. You're being very careful in terms of where you are expressing yourself emotionally and where your trust goes. You're being very, very, very careful with that, because you're slowly coming out of your shell with that temperance. I mean, the shell is where you needed to stay for a while, because you don't know what's going on out there. You don't know where people stand, because you don't trust what's out there. There's too much conflict, there's too much conflict. Like, you can't trust people. People are not trustworthy right now. You're making the right decision right now. I've just clarified these cards. The Knave of Pentacles coming out very slowly trusting people again, slowly trusting people around you. Just checking out the scene and just maybe building your confidence in whatever situation you are in now. The Three of Wands is you building yourself back up again. The Knave of Pentacles reverse, watching what you say, watching who you trust. Seven of Pentacles reverse. Being careful with who is in your circle, who is in your space. You're just being careful. But the Three of Wands is still here, having you study situations and people closely. So your level of scrutiny in June is at 150%. You are very discriminating and astute in June like Sherlock Holmes. That's what these cards are telling me, which is good, because Aries is just typically like that when they are doing the highest, when they are really in touch with who they are Sherlock Holmes. They are like the best detectives. Eight of Wands again, June. Wheel of Fortune reversed. There's some things that you're not really trusting. Wow, these cards are all reversed. Four of Pentacles is now reversed here. It was right side up there. Yeah, you're still very careful. You're not really sure. You're not really sure about some things, about some people, where you're still trying to feel out something in your life in June. You want to fully go for it. And I know the planetary energies have you wanting to completely go for it. But you're reading the people around you in the situations, and you're being careful. I don't know if you're being extra careful because that Mars in Aries is conjunct your Aries. And so Mars in Aries here has you, the cards are all saying to be careful, and you're pulling back, and you're being much more discriminating than usual in June, even though the signs are all there that you want to go full speed ahead, and your heart is in the right place with the star here. But there's some things in your life where you want to make sure you're making the right decisions, you are trusting the right people, and you just don't want to, I guess you just don't want to, you don't want to make the wrong move. You know, you want to, sometimes, I don't know, for an Aries, you know, sometimes Aries doubt themselves. They do. This is a six. These two cards are my advice cards for you. So there's a contract and yin and yang. So it's still Temperance is here with the yin and yang. So Temperance card. Okay, Temperance is here. Yin and yang. Really trying to balance out these parts of you. Balance. The contract card is here too with Temperance here. And Justice isn't here, is it? Let me see. I thought I saw Justice. But that is what the yin and yang, and the contract to me is the card of Justice. That's number 6. But still trying to find your footing in June. So part of you wants to go fully on all in, but you also are being very careful. And this is because there might have been some things in the last year that's happened to you that has made you a little wobbly in terms of your feelings of safety and security. A little wobbly. But now you're getting back on your feet. It's feeling really good. It's feeling solid. But you're still a little wobbly. And so you're trying to find that balance. And you have people here that you can trust. But there are still people, like there's some uncertainty in your life. And you're ready for that uncertainty. But June, you're open to it. You're open to see what your life looks like ahead of you. And you're ready. You know there's excitement with yin and yang here. And what do we got? The star. Strength is reversed, so there's some self-doubt. But you'll work through it. I think the planetary energies are kind of strong. And it's coming right up against you, where this is probably a good time for you to you know, be more in solitude so that you can be still and quiet and meditative, because you want to harness your internal resources and your spiritual resources rather than what is going on outside of you. You want to harness more of what is inside of you that you need to be in touch with, because it's very spiritual. So in June, you need to go inside of yourself and really look for what is your next transformation. You know, what is your next spiritual transformation? And I feel like you're going to need to have some privacy and solitude to do that. Okay? And that's what I have for you, Aries. If you resonated with this, hit the like button. I will see you at my next reading. And this is Tommy, the Tarot Reader, signing out. Bye-bye.